the senior leadership team, all deans, additional heads, faculty members, everyone sitting over here. Very good afternoon. I hope you all had great Diwali. After Diwali, so I hope you all must have enjoyed the crackers. Some crackers over here as well. We'll see. You all must be from different background. We thought of that institute has become autonomous. Let's learn few basic things about autonomy. That is very, very important that we should grow with the institute status as well. Many of you must have prepared the proposal for autonomy, must be knowing closely what you mean by, what it really mean by autonomy. But let's learn what government wanted to say or what UGC gives us, freedom as an autonomous institute. So before going with that, few basic questions. How do you differentiate between affiliated system or affiliated institute, autonomous institute, deemed to be university, de novo university or de novo status? Who will like to tell? One mic please. राजन, अगर आप माइक के साथ बेटा नीचे रहोगे तो. Even if we are wrong, that's fine with me. Let's understand the basic things. What you mean by, what is the difference between affiliated and autonomous? Who will like to say? Autonomous and deemed to be university, कहाँ difference है? I am sure many of, yes, Prashant? Rajan, fast.
Autonomous, we get the degree from some other university. In deemed to be university, we give our own.
Okay. Anything else? This is correct, but then there is there is vast difference between the two. Anybody else would like to add on this? Yes, please. Hanji. One more mic can be there if there is mic. Yeah. Yes, sir. And please be, as I said at the beginning, I'm a very bad teacher, so please be attentive. There is going to be a rapid fire and anybody can be asked on these lines, especially autonomy, deemed to be university and affiliated system.
Very few institutes in India are autonomous. Hardly 10% of the institutions will be getting autonomous status. So it's a very important milestone to go for university by getting the autonomous, and then going for university is having lot of credentials also in terms of research in other.
But then how is the difference, sir, in autonomous status and deemed to be university?
In autonomous status,
Anybody is graduated from NIT or triple IT? Post-graduated from NIT? Yes. So, what kind of work, what is the status? NIT means what? Or triple IT or NIT? You are a product of? NIT. So, what kind of autonomy NIT enjoys and what is long form for NIT?
NIT is a National Institute of Technology and Institute of National Importance. And in the NIT, what I can feel like when I was in a first year, my professor asked me to design a syllabus for a distributed database. So there were two subjects. One was the distributed systems, another one was the database management systems. But he asked me to design a syllabus for this. So I asked, sir, I am not getting any book in the library for this. So he said me, just Google the projects that the different companies are doing and find out the things, how the cloud is managing distributed databases. And I got all these things and I prepared 5 units of those. So I guess this is a core of the autonomy which institute should observe, like to feel what all the challenges are there, and we should observe and we should adapt those changes. That is what the autonomy and the real autonomy is. This.
Yes, he has summarized. There was no fixed guideline which was available for him when he started preparing curriculum for one course which was given by his supervisor. He could refer some of the industry website updates, and then from that he has done. So what it what it projects. It is, so autonomy to NIT is a different nature or might be a stature. Autonomy to an institute which was coming from affiliated system, it is a different stature. NIT has right, since it's an institute of national importance, it can award its own degree as well. We cannot. But if we continue autonomy for 3 tenures successfully, then we have right to award our own, to have our own convocation and to award our own degree. If I go with the system, this is the only, there are very few countries in India, worldwide, which has this multi-tier system. So, there are very few countries, probably few countries in South Asia, which has this multi-tier system. We have premier institutes in the country. Then we have, so IIT, IIM, NLU, IISER. So we have premier institutes in the country. Then we have IIIT, NIT. We have central universities, we have deemed university, we have state universities, we have state private universities. I don't know how many of you know the difference, but then we have DINOVA. DINOVA is a special purpose university right from day one. It cannot be converted from college to a university. It is a university from day one for the special purpose. Then there is a, the deemed to be university, which is again the college being converted into a university. All these kind of graded institutions that's only available in India right now and few other countries in South Asia. Otherwise, every university or every institute is degree awarding institution outside. Now, if you can, how many of you know the ABET? So, हाँ ब्रजेश बताइए.
ABET is also a kind of accreditation system like NBA. There are some guidelines which is given by the ABET, and those institutions who follow those guidelines, like our NBA accreditation, so they will be the ABET certified institution. For example, Thapar is one of the private institute. They have tried for the ABET. Most of the
so ABET long form is Accreditation Board for Engineering and Technology. Across the globe, ABET is a authority in accreditation of engineering and science and technology institutes. NBA is a member of ABET. Every country has a national body for accreditation. They all have to be certified and approved by ABET. Then and then, the students who are being graduated from your institute, which are NBA accredited, their students would have a mobility to worldwide any of the institute which is being accredited by ABET. VIT Vellore was the first institute in the country to get their programs accredited by ABET. SRM and many private universities now, and Thapar, as he has said. So many institutes are going for, in addition to NBA, ABET accreditation as well. But the first condition, we cannot go for ABET. Why? Because the first condition for ABET is, it should be a degree awarding institution. Are we awarding the degree? No. Our degree comes from AKTU. So, we cannot apply for ABET accreditation. That is the first thing. Coming to the difference between affiliated and autonomous. So, there are 4 kinds of autonomy. It's being administered worldwide. We were having all 3 grade of autonomy: administration, financial, managerial. Only autonomy which was missing in our system was academic autonomy. The autonomous status by UGC, the autonomous status by University Grant Commission, that gives us status of academic autonomy in this, and then since 2000, so since 10th plan or 11th plan of UGC, they were trying that at least 10% of institutions must be autonomous in this country. NEP also talks about 10% institutions should be autonomous. You should frame your own curriculum. Now, you should frame your own curriculum doesn't mean that we are following, as it is, you have copied the curriculum from XYZ university. No. You have to think globally but work locally. How your students can get the employment, exposure to world-class technologies, look at your own requirements. Look at the input which you have. Look at what is the vision and mission of your institute. Design your curriculum matched to your vision and mission. So that autonomy we have gotten recently. It is up to you how you think and what kind of curriculum you want to design. We have all the freedom. There is no such rule which says the syllabus has to be 10% to be matched with AKTU or XYZ university, or 20%, 30%, 40%, any benchmarking, no. But it has to be. While designing so far, you had every right to blame your concerned university. सिलेबस ही अपडेट नहीं हुआ, पुराना सिलेबस है, बच्चे कैसे करेंगे, हम कुछ पढ़ा नहीं सकते, वी कांट डू एनी क्रिएटिव. बट नाउ यू कांट ब्लेम योर सेल्फ. Ensure while blaming others, you are not following the same path. You have to ensure. Morning I was just talking to Dr. Vinit and I just asked, how many of you, and I'm just asking the same question right away, just to let you know where is the world and what we are doing. How many of you are aware about Character.ai app? Okay, so Character.ai ये एक ऐप है. ऐसी बहुत सारी ऐप लास्ट कई दिनों में मैंने अपना कलेक्शन बढ़ाया है कि हाउ मेनी एप्स आर देयर फॉर AI. लेट मी वर्क आउट what this Character.ai does. If you install it, it would showcase you number of characters. I have tried 2-3 in last 3 days. So you can either talk to the character or you can write and chat also, a kind of chatbot. Now what facility is there? It again, since it's an AI model, the way it has been trained, it would respond. So yesterday I could chat with Napoleon and then I asked many questions and I was getting a good response, and it was like the person himself is in that era. And the response was amazing. Today I could chat to Mahatma Gandhi, the father of the nation, and I have asked several questions. I was not bit satisfied with the reply. Then I found there are 6 Mahatma Gandhi, the father of nation, Mr. M.K. Gandhi, I'm Mahatma Gandhi, and so on. Different servers, different database, different training is being given and different outcome. Whatever questions, if you ask same question to different character, you will be getting different kind of answer. Simple app, but look at the future. You are talking to, probably there is a day when you can talk to your parents, you can talk to anyone in this world. Any character virtually you can create. You can talk to your forefathers. You can talk to the Almighty, the so-called, how it would look like, where is the world. And this is only one application. I have n number of applications, and I was just gathering, can there be a one exercise in CSAI department or someone can take up that students just can collect all these apps? Where is the world? Are we giving this kind of exposure to our students? Because they are going to compete. There was a headline when I was searching this AI application. Google says 25% coding is being done by AI. We don't need coders. Today is 25%, they have reduced. Tomorrow they will replace and reduce 50%. And we are producing only software engineers without giving them core knowledge. So, does the coding is only solution? Design your curriculum considering all these future technologies. Why I have given this example is how to design your curriculum. I will read out what government says, what UGC says, but before that, these are some simple few thoughts of mine. Think at least 10 years ahead of time. Minimum 10 years ahead of time. Look at what you were deprived of during your studies. Can you give that exposure at least to your students? If during your time 3D printer was not made available to the students, can you at least make them available so that they can try, they can create, they can design, they can innovate? Digital storage CRO, if that was not there, can you at least get that to your students? How you can improve, how you can, bring that innovation quotient. How we can have our last unit, sir, as I said, I really wanted that to be part of every board of studies, that every last unit of your curriculum is going to be advances in so and so, latest trends in so and so. Every course will have last unit. So far we used to have 5 units, now curriculum for autonomous is going to have 6 units, second year onwards, and it would have essentially only single line. Latest trends, recent advances, whatever you want to say. I leave it on you. But then with that, every semester that recent advances would change. Whatever is a new technology, you can discuss in the class. There is no particular curriculum which will be there in that unit. So please try to keep the pace with the technological advancement. Whatever we have not studied, that exposure must be given to our students. Coming to Karthana, click. So, to start with vision and mission of the institute, because with vision and mission only, please remember, I took one workshop only on OBE, just aligned to vision and mission. And probably the next Saturday I am going to have the workshop on freezing vision, mission and PEOs of every program. But before that, look at your curriculum is aligned to your vision. Your curriculum says to become the leading institution nationally in the area of professional education. Are you offering professional education? If you are offering professional education, to what degree they have skills? If I have 1 lecture or 2 lecture of a particular skill in a week, and next week when the students would come, they would say either I have not done those 2 classes, so I don't remember anything. Will that be a skill and will that be a professional education? So please devise a methodology how you can imbibe the skills, because your skills can get you position in next 10 years, whether you are a faculty or a student. To become leading institution nationally in the area of professional education, research and innovation for serving the global community. What is global community? What are their challenges and how the research and innovation can help the global community to come out of those challenges? Again, is a big statement. How you are connected globally. Do you have any academic advisory board or industry advisory board having some members present globally? Department wise, can you form an advisory board? It is being required at NBA as well. So can you have an advisory board wherein 2 or 3 people internationally they are there? Everybody must have tie-up, probably 1 or 2 professors from abroad, and again, good university, QS ranking, time ranking, you can find it out. And how they are awarding their capstone project. What are the topics? Can you say that your all capstone project can give you some product or some patent? If patent, then I would consider that to be innovative. If it has some potential which gives you new product, I would say yes, research and innovation has been taken into consideration. But how much will be the percentage wherein you can say, yes, so many capstone projects which are in final year are up to this stage? Can I expect, Ajay, how many projects would be there wherein you can get all final year projects will be converted into patents, grant in patents? Look at, I don't want the numbers only in terms of file. Ashish, Abhinav, everybody, I mean, for that purpose, not a particular department, but I'm asking in general.
Last year in my department, there were 78 project groups in my department, and out of them, 37 groups were able to publish their work in some journals and conferences. Means this was the project outcome, capstone project outcome.
Ma'am, around 50 patents we filed, but 10 to 20% patents may be granted on that. So we are in the process, around 5 patents are in the process of granting.
The cycle is, Richa is there? Yes, Richa. What is the cycle? Can you tell everyone the process? How many days we can publish the patent in early publishing as well and grant as well?
After filing of the patent, then we can go for the early publication of the patent, in which it can be published within 3 weeks to 4 weeks time.
And then grant?
Ma'am, it takes around 1.5 years to 2 years for grant of the patent.
In normal course, it can take to 7 to 8 years as well.
Yes, ma'am.
But if you go for fast, which is paying double the fees, in that case, it could be max 1.5 or 2 years. So it's too early to say that it is in the grant status of especially last year's project. So I may consider that to be a publishing part, but not the filing part. So any patent which you are filing, right now the system is you can publish. But then the grant would be totally a different aspect. And I think not even 10% of our projects or the patents which we have filed are reaching to the grant status. Correct me if I am wrong. So again, if those are not reaching to the grant, it means it's just we are increasing the number because that number is required at some or the other place. So we are not trying to reach out to this sentence which is vision of our institute. Professional education, research and innovation for serving the global community. So problem solving, first problem is to identify the problem. How to identify a problem, whether it is locally or globally. To identify a problem has become problem. Identify that problem correctly, I'm sure every patent which you are going to file or every capstone project which you have undertaken would reach to the state of final granting status. But for that, each one of you have to innovate. Each one of you should have that innovative quotient. Each one of you have to spend time with your students for review of the project. So please understand that in autonomy, the success of autonomy is only when every one of you innovate in terms of how to teach, how to set the paper, how to conduct the examination, how to evaluate the students, how to design or come out with the ideas for the capstone project. If teachers are innovative, then and then that's a success of autonomy. It won't come in a day because we all, including me, we are trained to affiliated system. This is going to be the pattern. 2 या 3 साल के क्वेश्चन पेपर कर लो तो बच्चे इस तरह से पेपर आएगा, इस तरह से आप पास हो जाओगे. हमारे कितने टॉपर्स आ रहे हैं, हमारे कितने गोल्ड मेडल आ रहे हैं. So we all are accustomed to that. To take ourselves from that bus and to board a new bus, wherein we are talking about only innovation, we are talking about all, everybody with a different mindset. कुछ पेपर में पूछ दो, पेपर में इस तरह से नहीं पूछना कि कोई बच्चा सॉल्व ही नहीं कर पाए. That's not innovation. Question paper is not for wherein you would say ऐसा पेपर सेट किया कोई पास नहीं हो पाएगा. Is that innovation? Exam is not for what student doesn't know. Exam is your exam, how good you have taught them. Exam is evaluation of your teaching, that they are able to apply those concepts to any problem in this universe. That everyone has to understand. Coming to the next slide. So, in today's talk, I am going to cover 2 points. One, what are UGC guidelines on autonomy? And second, what you mean by CBCS? CBCS is choice-based credit system. Okay. Before going with again autonomy and CBCS, anybody can define CBCS?
Here in this system, institution is offering a concept of basket of credits, and students are having the leverage or liberty to opt the credit from these available baskets, and they have to complete the overall credit of the programs.
Okay. I would say partially this is correct, but partially. Last line, please. Everyone has to say something. Last line. Rajan, तुम्हारे बगल में हाँ.
No, ma'am. Actually, this is very new thing for me.
How many of you have read NEP? Let's do one thing. Today I am going to explain you what I have come up with. But maybe today is Monday. Sir, let's have an exam of all our teachers on CBCS and credit system on the Moodle. That is going to be on NEP features, because it is very, very essential that everyone must know about NEP. Everybody must know about CBCS. Everybody must know about basic principles of autonomy. If those are not known, we cannot go ahead and implement this across the institute. So the questions I would be setting, I will be uploading, and I'll be requesting Dr. Adesh to do the needful. I'll give you on Wednesday papers, probably at 4. The test will be for 4 to 5. Let me evaluate all my teachers whether they should know the NEP, CBCS and autonomy all together. These are 4 bodies which are very, very important in autonomous institute. These 4 statutory bodies, governing body, right? अभी तक हम अपनी society कहते थे. Now there is governing body. There is a composition of that which UGC have defined. Academic Council, Board of Studies. Very recently you must have seen there was a Board of Studies which we organized. And then there is a Finance Committee. These 4 statutory bodies are going to govern, and you will see these 4 terminologies again and again in the Autonomous Institute. The same would be for even deemed to be university. The name may be sometimes governing body or it is Board of Governance. These 2 terms are being used interchangeably. Academic Council would be there as well in the deemed to be university. Board of Studies would be there as well, Finance Committee, and there may be many other committees which would be there. It's my job to prepare everyone in this journey, because we have also applied for deemed to be university, and there might be one day we will become deemed to be university in the near future, very near future. We also, in addition to these 4 bodies, there are certain other committees which every institute should have, like Planning and Evaluation Committee, Grievance Appeal Committee, Examination Committee, Admission Committee, Library Committee, Student Welfare Committee, Extracurricular Activities Committee, Academic Audit Committee, and so on. These are some of the names which have been given. Till 2018, there were UGC guidelines for the autonomy. What is the difference between the gazette and guidelines?
You see, guidelines, when we are framing any policy, the regulatory body offers the guidelines, and once the guidelines is set and the government understand now this process is ready to launch, then it is gazetted and notified for the mass uses. It becomes an act.
So, the difference between the gazette and guideline is, I have asked the difference. Now, guidelines is always an advisory. You need not to follow, you may follow. As guidelines, गवर्नमेंट ने कोविड के समय गाइडलाइंस दी, ठीक है, आपने फॉलो किया, किसी ने नहीं किया. दिवाली के समय गवर्नमेंट एक एडवाइजरी करती है, आप क्रैकर्स कैसे फोड़ना चाहिए, क्या करना चाहिए, आप कभी फॉलो करते हैं, कुछ नहीं भी फॉलो करते हैं. बट व्हेन इट बिकम्स द गैजेट, it becomes the mandate. It becomes mandatory on each one of us to follow it. Till 2018, like I have implemented autonomy in 2010. 10 to 18, it was always a guideline. अगर हमने कुछ भी हम पूछते थे यूजीसी को ये ऐसा करना चाहिए, because very few colleges were autonomous. They used to say, ठीक है, आपको जैसे समझ में आ रहा है आप इंटरप्रिटेशन करो और इम्प्लीमेंट करो, हमें एक लेटर भेज दो. But when it becomes gazette, I don't think we have ever asked, or nobody has to ask that. I mean, because it's a mandatory. They have given some provision. If you are going outside those provision, then you may consult. But then again, so far, our everything was university. Now, everything has to be approved by our governing body. That's the major difference. You can do anything which is academically possible. Like, just now Dr. Vinit said, CBCS, a bookish definition is very correct. जितने क्रेडिट हमने ऑफर किए हैं, बच्चे उसमें से कुछ भी क्रेडिट ले सकते हैं. अपना मिनिमम करिकुलम जो 160 क्रेडिट है वो 160 ले लेंगे. आई वुड आस्क, एक बच्चा मेरे पास आया है, वो कह रहा है भाई मुझे IIT में 3 कोर्स करने हैं. अब आपने तो ऑफर नहीं किया, क्या मुझे उस बच्चे को बाहर 3 क्रेडिट करने के लिए भेजना चाहिए या 3 कोर्स करने के लिए भेजना चाहिए, जो कि 10 क्रेडिट हो जाएगा? He would like to earn 10 credits from IIT. Or else, he would like to say, I have done this certification from Microsoft this year. And this certification had 6 courses, and these are from computer science only, but related to computer science, but not the subjects exactly match with the title which you are offering. Will you give him credit or not? So in autonomy, my answer is yes. My answer is the departmental equivalence committee along with COE, registrar, the departmental dean, the DG would sit together, director academics would be there, of course. In fact, he would chair at the departmental level committee, and then he would put up the same in the academic council. Once academic council has cleared, nobody can say no. And if academic council is twice in a year, in that case, in a special provision, the director of the campus, DG of the campus would be the chairman of the academic council. In special power, he or she can always approve. And ratification can be done in the academic council. Are you getting? Ratification मतलब बाद में approval हम academic council में ले लेंगे, पहले हम बच्चे का नुकसान नहीं करेंगे, बच्चा कुछ पढ़ के आया है, उसे justify करिए. I can send my students for 1 semester to some university. They can learn 1, 2, 3 courses. आपको रूल बनाना पड़ेगा क्रेडिट ट्रांसफर का. So everything is possible, but approval has to be, जहाँ single person approval ना दे. Everything is correct. Now here, your departmental dean is involved, your director academics is involved, your COE is involved. They all have studied, they all have vision. They have said that this student has done comparatively good job. The courses are not being matched, fine. He has to do the core subjects of his program, rest all we can map, equivalence can be given. And let him do, he is being recommended. Then It goes to academic council, 20 people are there, academic council has endorsed that. Who stops him? And in his grade card, now, इस बच्चे का ग्रेड कार्ड बाकी क्लास के जैसे होगा क्या? नहीं, बाकी बच्चों ने कन्वेंशनल कोर्सेज किए जो आपने ऑफर किए. एक बच्चे का जिसने आईआईटी के साथ या किसी इंडस्ट्री के साथ किए उसके कोर्सेज अलग हैं. दिस इज चॉइस बेस्ड क्रेडिट सिस्टम. जिसे जो पाथ पसंद आया उसने वो पाथ चूज किया, ऑफ कोर्स विद इन द गाइडलाइन. हम ये नहीं कहेंगे कोई भी इंडस्ट्री से प्रोग्राम कर लो, भाई आपने कहा था इंडस्ट्री का सर्टिफिकेशन इज अलाउड. यू हैव सम बेंचमार्किंग. कोई भी इंस्टीट्यूट में जाके 3 महीने घर पे रहे और बोल देंगे कि हमने भाई ये कोर्स कर लिया वहाँ, नहीं. 2 हेड ऑफ द डिपार्टमेंट ने बात की क्या, 2 प्रिंसिपल्स ने बात की है क्या, वो इंस्टीट्यूट का स्टैंडर्ड कैसे हैं, हमसे अच्छा है तो हम अपने बच्चों को भेजेंगे. So you need to define all those parameters in your rules and regulation and your system, or let the student to apply. There will be a presentation and then student would be chosen. So this is academic flexibility. This is choice based credit system as well. एक दूसरा एग्जाम्पल है, मैं 3rd सेमेस्टर में हूँ, अभी फर्स्ट ईयर में बैच है ऑटोनॉमी की, बच्चा 3rd सेमेस्टर में गया. उसे 5th सेमेस्टर के अफिलिएटेड सिस्टम में उस बच्चे को लग रहा है मेरे 25 क्रेडिट है, ये कोर्सेज कुछ खास नहीं है, मेरे पास समय है, मैं 2 और पढ़ लेता हूँ. बच्चे ने आपको लिख के दिया, कैन आई टेक 2 more सब्जेक्ट्स ऑफ 5th सेमेस्टर. आप अफिलिएटेड में कर सकते हो, आपकी फिक्स पैटर्न है, 3rd का 3rd में पढ़ो, 4th का 4th में पढ़ो, 5th का 5th में पढ़ना है, 8th तक आपको वैसे ही जाना है. Choice based credit system allows you, if there is no prerequisite, student can study in advance. But ये नहीं है कि 1 सेमेस्टर में 2 सेमेस्टर के सब्जेक्ट्स कर लिए. There are checks and balances. ये checks and balances आपको बनाने हैं. आपकी BOS को बनाना है, आपकी एकेडमिक काउंसिल को बनाना है, आपके डायरेक्टर एकेडमिक्स को बनाना है, आपके डायरेक्टर जनरल को बनाना है. आपको कोई रूल बेस बनाना है. बच्चे कितना सब्जेक्ट ले पाएंगे, एक बार में कितना कोर्स ले पाएंगे. अच्छा, एक और केस आपको बताते हैं. डू यू हैव इन द यूनिवर्सिटी अनूप ग्रेड इम्प्रूवमेंट होता है? बच्चे का 2nd क्लास आ गया फाइनल ईयर के बाद, तो कुछ ग्रेड इम्प्रूवमेंट की फैसिलिटी होती है?
नो मैम, ऐसा कोई ऑर्डिनेंस नहीं.
ओके, सारी यूनिवर्सिटीज़ में एक फैसिलिटी होती है. बच्चा ग्रेजुएशन कर लिया, ग्रेजुएशन के बाद फाइनल ईयर के बाद अगर आपका 2nd क्लास आया, आपको कोई जॉब लगेगी? नहीं. शायद आप पीजी में एडमिशन लेना चाहेंगे तब भी नहीं होगा. या पीजी के बाद 2nd क्लास आया तो आपको कहीं एज अ फैकल्टी अपॉइंटमेंट मिलेगी? नहीं. तो ग्रेड इम्प्रूवमेंट एवरी प्रीमियर इंस्टीट्यूट, इवन टॉप इंस्टीट्यूट ऑल्सो अलाउज. आप कुछ क्रेडिट कोई सब्जेक्ट में वापस अपीयर होइए. अगर मुझे अपना पॉइंटर बढ़ाना है, मैं कौन सा सब्जेक्ट में अपीयर होना चाहिए, मैंने जिस कोर्स में मेरी कमांड है या जिस कोर्स को मैंने पढ़ा ही नहीं है, उससे क्या होगा? I can do better, so I can get better grade. If better grade is there, better grade point and CGPA would be higher, right? So now the thought process came 10 years back, 20 years back when we implemented. Why after graduation? सारी चीज़ें हम ग्रेजुएशन के बाद क्यों करें? सेकेंड ईयर में मैं आई हूँ, सेकेंड ईयर में मुझे पता है मेरा फर्स्ट ईयर का पॉइंटर 4.4 था. वाई आई शुड नॉट अपीयर? बिकॉज मुझे ध्यान है वो सब्जेक्ट जो मैंने अभी अभी पढ़े हैं. किसी कारणवश मैं स्कोर नहीं कर पाई, पर मेरी कमांड है, मुझे पता है मैं फिर से अगर अपीयर होती हूँ उसी कोर्स में, सो आई कैन परफॉर्म बेस्ट एंड आई कैन गेट इन बेटर ग्रेड. लेकिन अगर ये सिस्टम ओपन कर दें तो सुमिता मैडम तो दिन भर से पेपर ही लेते रह जाए. ठीक है ना? हर बच्चे को लगेगा कि मैंने तो वापस अपीयर होना चाहिए. अब चेक्स एंड बैलेंसेस कैसे करोगे? पर एग्जाम कितनी बार? तो जो सिस्टम है, जैसे आईआईटी बॉम्बे ने कहा है 10% ऑफ टोटल क्रेडिट. अब 10% ऑफ टोटल क्रेडिट, आपके क्रेडिट टोटल कितने हैं बीटेक के? 160. MBA क्या है 81, राइट, और 102 या 101 है शायद, 102, एंड MTech के शायद 81 है. तो 10% ऑफ दैट, तो 81 का 8, 102 के 10 एंड 160 का 16 क्रेडिट तक के कोर्सेज को मैं रीअपियर कर सकती हूँ इम्प्रूवमेंट में, उससे ज़्यादा नहीं. ये रूल आप अगर अपने एकेडमिक रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशंस में डाल दें, बच्चा सेकेंड ईयर ऑनवर्ड्स उसको फाइनल ईयर के बाद 6 महीने घर पे रह के सिर्फ वापस रीअपियर नहीं करना होगा. ही कैन इम्प्रूव हिज ग्रेड विद इन द सिस्टम. इज दैट क्लियर? दिस इज अगेन अ रूल विच वी हैव इंट्रोड्यूस्ड. पाइता सही है? So now, I am going to this UGC guideline. This letter says which is by Secretary of UGC, which is available on UGC's website, that the Regulation 2023 provides for a simplified, transparent mechanism for conferment of autonomous status of the colleges. Further details of web portal merchandise put in the implementation will be shared in this. And it says somewhere, yes, first para says these regulations have been notified in supersession of the UGC regulations 2018. Last regulations of UGC guidelines, regulations were in 2018. Earlier were guidelines, then regulation, and after 2018 there was a Gazette of Government of India. So now I am going to start with Gazette of Government of India, released in 2023. Let me read out some important part, although I have covered a lot of things. Few of the rights which any autonomous college has. Review of existing courses, program, restructure the program. What do you mean by restructure the program? अभी आपने क्या किया है? You know that AICT has given you 160 credit का डिग्री होता है, right? So what you have done? You have restructured, you have reshuffled, you have tried to see what best you can do with that. That's a restructuring of the program. Redesign and prescribe its own courses, program of study and syllabi. Now, if you can define your own program of study, it means, can I start a new program? If I want to start a new BTech program, can I do the same? Program का nomenclature कहाँ से आता है? So there is a document. Now, so far we were talking about all the time AICT, Pharmacy Council, and all, the statutory bodies. The moment we are autonomous, we are coveted with guidelines and mandate of UGC, first of all. We may fulfill the basic नेसेसिटी, द कंडीशन, कितना टीचर अपॉइंट करने हैं, कितने कंप्यूटर्स होने चाहिए, कितने टीचर होने चाहिए, कितने क्रेडिट का बीटेक डिग्री है, दैट ऑल वी कैन फॉलो बाय AICT. बट द डिग्री नॉमेनक्लेचर इज देयर विद द UGC. एंड सपोज बियॉन्ड दैट आई वॉन्ट टू स्टार्ट टुमारो अ वेरी न्यू प्रोग्राम जिसका नॉमेनक्लेचर UGC में भी नहीं है. व्हाट आई नीड टू डू? बताइए. 4 इंपॉर्टेंट स्टैट्यूटरी बॉडीज हैं, राइट? गवर्निंग बॉडी, एकेडमिक काउंसिल, BOS. बॉटम अप जाना है. एक डिपार्टमेंट है कंप्यूटर साइंस एंड इंजीनियरिंग, उनको एक नई डिग्री लॉन्च करनी है जो यहाँ है ही नहीं कहीं. BTech इन CSE विद सोशल साइंस, समथिंग लाइक दैट, या कुछ नया नाम उन्होंने लाया है. व्हाट दे नीड टू डू इज, फर्स्ट बॉडी इज बोर्ड ऑफ स्टडीज. दैट इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. They will conceive the complete 4 years courses, structure, course, syllabi, credits, everything. They will ensure 160 credit minimum है, जो भी minimum कोई mandatory courses हैं, environmental science and all that is being taken care of. BOS का approval, first thing, right? What is the second academic council. Academic council of the institute would have its own composition. You all have to read this Government of India's Gazette, and I'll not give any link. Neither the DA would share, neither the deans will share. Everybody can download that from UGC's website, so that at least you can refer the UGC website, right? So now the second body goes from BOS to academic council. Academic council पे हमने 5 लोगों को लिया है. You need to have minimum 4 experts from outside. Now, who are these 4 experts from outside? They need to be at leadership position. They need to have the knowledge about governance and the decision making. We have taken 4 people. 1, Professor Das, who was recently with us, IIIT Bangalore Director, a person from Computer Science and Engineering. Since he is director of IIIT, he knows the governance. Second, director of NSUT, Dr. Prerna Gaur. She is from electrical. She also knows the governance. The third person, Dr. Sutavane. Dr. Sutavane is IIIT Allahabad director, a person from electronics and communication, so that he can take care of that. The fourth is, we have taken from Naipar sir, Mr. Saraf, Dr. Dinesh Saraf, Shalendra Saraf, and who is director for Naipar Ahmedabad and Naipar Hyderabad as well, which is the best institute in the pharmacy. And the fifth, we have taken Professor Vikram Goyal, and he is from IIIT Delhi. I think we have covered all, sir. So all these 5 members who have extreme experience of academics and administration, they are going to be there. Along with that, all Board of Studies chairman would be part of academic council. All deans of the institute would be part of. And the director general would be the chairman of academic council, and director academics will be member secretary. So with this, and there would be 3 university representatives, so that university can monitor, we are not diluting. With this structure, so BOS has approved 1 program that came before academic council. Academic council has done the lot of debate, discussion. Finally, recommendation is, it is being resolved, this program is approved. Next goes to governing body. Governing body would have the members from our own management, outside members too, from industry, from academia. Finally, they will say yes or no. Suppose they say yes, then this signed document, all 3, would go to UGC. And the UGC, this gazette says, you have authority to start new program. We just have to say it is not for permission, it is for information. Kite group of institutions have launched this new program. The approval, necessary approval of governing body is enclosed herewith. This is for your information and necessary action. The UGC have a database of all programs running in this, the pan-India, every university. If there is a new nomenclature, they would add in their database. Parallelly, since institute is governed by AICTE, we can write to AICTE that this new program we have, our BOG has approved, and we can start. With this, the country's first BTech in AI, I have started at Raisoni in 2018. Till 2018, there was no BTech program in AI in any of the institute. That was only 1 institute with IIT Hyderabad intake of 40. Mine was intake of 60. Then 2019, all over the country, BTech programs have started. So only your board of governance can allow you to start. You don't require any other permission. So you have power to restructure your program, you have power to redefine your program, redesign your program, to start your own new program as well. Right? So, and is that not something great? Otherwise, we used to see the only credentials of, AICT or UGC, and we used to do that. The second right, to formulate the new courses, programs with the nomenclature as specified in the degrees 2014 as amended time to time, to evolve the methods of assessment of students' performance, to evolve the methods of students' performance. कोई particular method कही है? नहीं. So you have to come out with your own method of evaluation for students. Now what innovation we have done this year? We have come out with many online portals, activity-based examinations. So lot of new methods we have come out with. That is just to give the students little more skills than what usually they were getting. To announce the results. Now this is the right of autonomous institute to announce the result. इसका मतलब हमारी एग्जाम हम लेंगे, हमारे रिजल्ट हम लगाएंगे. Issue the marksheet. अभी तक मार्कशीट कौन इशू करता है? यूनिवर्सिटी. नाउ द ग्रेड कार्ड विल बी बाय अस with the name Kite Group of Institutions. Other certificate, यूनिवर्सिटी से कौन कौन से सर्टिफिकेट अनूप मिलते थे अभी तक? एलिजिबिलिटी, माइग्रेशन, डिग्री सर्टिफिकेट तो अभी भी यूनिवर्सिटी देगी, पर माइग्रेशन हमारा होगा, इक्विवेलेंस हमारा होगा, एलिजिबिलिटी हमारा होगा. ठीक है, हमारे पास अभी तक फॉर्मेट नहीं आए. Degree will be awarded by parent university. The parent university means AKTU. So degree will be still by parent university, but examination by us, the results by us, the grading by us, CGPA, SGPA by us, and finally grade card by us, right? And provisional degree also by us. Only final degree will be by the university. Autonomy granted to a college is at the institutional level and shall cover the programs at all levels of UG and PG offered by college. इस सेंटेंस का मतलब बता सकते हैं? फिर से मैं रिपीट कर रही हूं. Autonomy granted to a college is institutional level and is not partial, shall cover the programs at all levels of UG and PG.
Because this is a different kind of question. UGC given the autonomy to Kite Group of Institution for all years, first year to final year in UG, and for PG first year to second year. And all programs, all years covers under this autonomy now.
Yes, sir. So, although we are going only for first year, but UGC says and Government of India's mandate says autonomy cannot be partial. It means second, third, final also could have been part of our autonomous system. Ordinance change नहीं होगा, बच्चों का syllabus नहीं change होगा, ordinance वही रहेगा, but we could have conducted the university examination at our level. Advantage, आपका कैलेंडर सेम हो जाता. अभी आधे लोगों की एग्जाम होगी, AKTU की एग्जाम अलग होगी, आपकी एग्जाम अलग होगी, उनका रिजल्ट अलग आएगा, आपका रिजल्ट अलग आएगा, वैकेशन अलग अलग रहेगी. जो स्टाफ, जो फैकल्टीज दोनों तरफ पढ़ा रही है, उनको ना वैकेशन मिल पाएगी, ना ब्रेक मिल पाएगा, ना आपको तैयारी हो पाएगी. पर अभी हमने वो डिसीजन नहीं लिया है. हम फर्स्ट ईयर से ग्रेजुअली ऑटोनॉमी की तरफ जाएंगे. नेक्स्ट इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. PhD programs shall be offered strictly as per UGC regulations, notified in this regards from time to time. Now what parent university shall do? हम तो अपना नया प्रोग्राम शुरू कर सकते हैं, हम अपनी एग्ज़ाम ले सकते हैं, हम अपने रिजल्ट लगा सकते हैं, हम अपना प्रोविजनल डिग्री भी दे सकते हैं, हमारे सारे प्रोग्राम कवरेज हो जाएंगे ऑटोनॉमी में. What university shall do? यूनिवर्सिटी शैल प्रोवाइड नॉमिनीज ऑन वेरियस स्टैट्यूटरी बॉडी. जैसे एकेडमिक काउंसिल पे 3 नॉमिनी दिए, गवर्निंग बॉडी पे 1 नॉमिनी है, आपके बोर्ड ऑफ स्टडीज़ में यूनिवर्सिटी ने नॉमिनी दिया है. ठीक है, to make efforts to fill all sanctioned faculty position as a regular and ongoing process. ये तो स्टेट गवर्नमेंट का हो गया. To felicitate the implementation of these regulation, very simple, nothing great. यूनिवर्सिटी के कैडर से हमारा कॉलेज बाहर आ चुका है. इट्स ओनली यूनिवर्सिटी वुड अवॉर्ड द डिग्री to the students to whom our academic council and governing body would recommend. अगर हमारी academic council और governing body का recommendation नहीं है, उन बच्चों को डिग्री नहीं दी जाएगी. Now we came across one rule, we have implemented that as well. If somebody has gotten 5.25 CGPA, उसका परसेंटेज कितना हुआ? 5.25 CGPA है.
मैम ये डिपेंड करता है कि हमने ग्रेडिंग एब्सोल्यूट की है कि रिलेटिव की है. तो 9 से भी कई जगह होता है, 9.5 से भी होता है और 10 से भी होता है जहाँ एब्सोल्यूट करते हैं.
We have implemented now. I would like to know from each one of you, we have implemented absolute or relative? Board of Studies आपके डिपार्टमेंट में है. And deans were supposed to have the meeting with all the faculties to inform them about everything which has been planned. And Sumita madam, department का awareness exams का. So we have gone for relative grading. Since it is relative grading, and if you can look at AICT has some places it has mentioned, in the university system they multiply by 10 directly, right? So it's 55.25 into 10 is, and some places they multiply by 9.5 also, but grossly they go with multiply by 10. But if you look at AICT, they have given a formula. The formula says CGPA minus 0.75 into 10. 5.25 minus 0.75. How much is that? 4.5 into 10 is 45%. If I have gotten 8.25, 8.25 minus 0.75, 7.5 into 10 is 75. So AICT has mentioned that, and our university is directly multiplying by 10 because so far it was following for all other programs, but engineering programs especially they have mentioned there on the website. So we have to see what our board of governors goes with. The same thing will implement. Now IQSC is must to be involved in established in the autonomous campus. The autonomous campus on its website must have information, that is a mandate again by Gazette. We must have all programs, all faculties with its qualification, with their unique ID, the admission procedure, research activities, PhD students enrolled, the topic, supervisor, everything has to be on website. So I request Anup to take care of this, what is required as per UGC. You can sit with Anil and sit with Sangeeta madam. Ensure that all information is to be made available on the website. Very, very important, the matters regarding starting the new program, which I have just briefed. Now there is a section for this. An autonomous college can start PhD program with prior approval of parent university. So we can start our own PhD program. But where the PhD program can be started as per UGC? Wherein we have PG. Which programs we have PG? Pharmacy and computer science. So we can start PhD in these two. And we can start in MBA as well. Yes. So अलावत साहब हमें ये लेटर भी यूनिवर्सिटी को जितनी जल्दी हो सके हमने भेजना चाहिए ताकि जनवरी साइकिल से हम शुरू कर दें. We have identified Dr. Sapna would be managing all PhD programs of the campus. Then the structure of governing body has been given, structure of academic council, structure of board of studies that has been given. What is the tenure of board of studies in any autonomous college? I am giving you questions for your exams as well. So what is the tenure of any expert who is on your BOS? 2 years or 3 years? So autonomy is always for the period of 10 years, right? And earlier when we got in autonomy, there used to be a review after 5 years. First review or internal academic audit used to be after 3 years, and then after 5 years, external review by UGC that used to take place, and they used to recommend for another 6 years. Now it is for 10 years. So the tenure of academic council, tenure of board of studies, all is for minimum 3 years. And there could be only one extension which is possible to all members or few members. So you can, give them extension for one more tenure if they are contributing well to your system. So that's it from the government gazette. We can continue with again our presentation. Few pointers I have just taken out. The success of autonomy is going to be on certain factors, and those factors are the honesty of faculties, honesty by every stakeholder, I would say, faculties, non-teaching staff, examination staff, the students, everyone. Truthfulness, integrity, initiative. It has to be initiative. Most of the time initiative has to be from your side. The competitiveness, the self-esteem, leadership, and the ability to work both as alone and as a team as well. Few things I expect every faculty to do, and that's what this joint faculty meeting has been called. Refer your kite.edu, check whether your name is there on the website, check whether which section is working, which is not working. If not working, you can send a mail to ITS department CC to DG that ma'am, these links are not working. That's again belongingness, ownership, which is again very, very important. Know about how autonomous system and autonomous colleges do work. AICTE guidelines. What are the new initiatives of Ministry of Education which are not with us? Again, initiative by the faculty. What are the UGC new initiatives which has to be with us? Like very recently, the day we had Board of Studies, a day before I have shared in the leaders group that disaster management has been launched by UGC. Have we introduced that disaster management program, the course in every Board of Studies, every program which we are offering? So again, keep eye on UGC. Anup, so far you were keeping track on only AICTE and AKTU circular. Now, I don't say don't do that, but priority has to be on all UGC and AICTE circulars. UGC on priority, every initiative of UGC has to be discussed with DA and me both together. The Board of Governors minutes, we will be circulating along with every faculty. Please go through that. Major decisions, your appraisal, your everything would be approved by BOG only. Academic Council, what are the minutes? What is the agenda? It should be business of everyone. The Finance Committee, Board of Studies, the Departmental Advisory Board, Industry Advisory Board, what is the scheme and syllabus of your programs? Oh, I was not involved, so I don't know the scheme and syllabus. So this won't be accepted. I would appreciate who is not teaching to first year and can tell me the scheme of first year. Who would like to do that? First year autonomous scheme I am asking for engineering. The one who is not teaching. You are not teaching, sir? Okay. I'll be very happy to know. Yeah, please. राजेंद्र, हाँ.
Ma'am, total syllabus with credits?
I just needed courses, the name of the courses, that's fine with me.
Ma'am, subject's name?
Huh?
Yes, ma'am.
So the subjects is known as courses.
Okay, ma'am.
And the programs are, you know, the BTech CSE is one program, BTech CSE AI is another program, and so on, right? Courses.
Courses, ma'am, calculus of engineering, 4 credits. Exploration of electrical engineering, syllabus subject, IoT and embedded system. PPS, programming, problem solving, design thinking. And labs there are also 4 labs. Communication lab, exploration of electrical engineering lab, PPS lab, IoT lab.
Good effort, very good. And so this is not complete first year.
Ma'am?
This is just
For our branch, yes, semiconductor devices and physics subject. Ma'am, chemistry and is for odd semester and even semester.
so I'm
They are
asking
both
about
subjects.
first year. So that's what first year includes 2 semesters.
Yes, ma'am, I know.
Right,
And semiconductor device is replaced by chemistry in even semester. Exploration of electrical engineering is emerging technology subject from mechanical. And PPS subject is replaced by different subjects. IoT in other branches next semester in even semester in other sections. So total subjects are odd and even.
Good attempt, very good. Thank you. So let's give him big applause. Probably 90% teachers were not knowing, you know, the courses and especially the credits. May I know your good name? Now, everybody must know the teaching scheme. Everybody must know the scheme and syllabus of their own program at least. Making use of advanced teaching tools, open-ended experiments. What do you mean by open-ended experiments? Who can define open-ended experiment? This is the terminology always being asked, you know, by the accrediting bodies. They keep on asking us, you know, what is that? Open-ended experiment. What do you mean by open-end? It is not fixed. Now, what we have in affiliated system, आपको ये 6 एक्सपेरिमेंट करने हैं, आपको ये 10 एक्सपेरिमेंट करने हैं, ठीक है, फिक्स्ड है. नाउ इट इज ओपन एंडेड, मतलब आप कोई भी ले सकते हैं. तो यू कैन हैव अ लास्ट ईयर्स कैपस्टोन प्रोजेक्ट which was on emerging technology and related with suppose computer networks. I can add that capstone project as an open-ended experiment for this year's students. Can I? A PG project of CAC can become this year's open-ended experiment. That is open-ended experiment, right? The list is not freeze. Based on technology, the latest upgrades, you can modify that list, and you are not defining, you are not, you know, structuring that this has to be. You can link right now. NPTEL course is being offered when you are going for PPO, but then every semester you should have at least one course which is being offered to everyone, not because of choice, but it is mandatory for the whole class to opt for a course. That we can do that over here. Everybody must know the lesson plan. The accountability lives with due permission. Maintenance of records is very, very essential in autonomy, whether it is attendance, assignment, tutorials, conduction of CA, TA, CT, everything in time. It cannot be kabhi bhi le liya. Evaluation has to be in 3 days, then it has to be in 3 days. So far in CT there was no moderation. We have started moderation from this year. We'll be checking cross department, moderation would take place. Display of attendance to the student. Display of marks. आपके CT के marks check हो गए हैं सुमिता मैडम, सभी के check हो गए हैं 100%. Deans, can you assure me marks पूरे आंसर शीट चेक हो गई है? Then tomorrow moderation must start. And parallelly, before moderation, the marks will be displayed to the students. Individual teacher अपनी sign और अपने डीन की साइन लेके मार्क्स डिस्प्ले करें. एंड ग्रीवेंस के लिए एक गूगल फॉर्म दिया जाएगा. इट हैज़ टू बी चेक्स एंड बैलेंस. व्हेन वी आर रिलाइंग ऑन द डिपार्टमेंट्स, वी वुड गिव द स्टूडेंट्स टू चांस फॉर अपील कि वहाँ अगर वो मार्क्स से सेटिस्फाई नहीं है तो वो आके आंसर शीट COE ऑफिस में देख पाएगा. द टीचर आके उन्हें दिखाएं, लेकिन वो सिस्टम रहे. We'll work out that, but there has to be a transparency, but there, at the same time there is accountability that we hope teachers must have done justice to their marking system. So display of marks is your duty. When it is being set within 3 days, evaluation has to be done. Evaluation has to be done. Counseling and mentoring of students who are under you has to be your responsibility. Preparation of notes in advance has to be by you all. The quality circle in each department must exist, and quality circle meeting must take place in every department at least twice a semester. Coming to last few minutes, I would like to spend half an hour for CBCS, which is very, very important and very, very interesting as well. Some definition was given by Dr. Vinith, but then the name of CBCS system is basically a cafeteria approach. Cafeteria approach, we go to the restaurant, he gives us 2 options, a la carte or will you like to go to the buffet. If we go to the buffet, you have options, whatever you like, the quantity which you like, you can take up, right? And wherein the a la carte you have given items, then you cannot change it. So it is like your affiliated system you have chosen, and the fixed pattern. You have chosen a BTech program, you have to do these many credits and you have to appear in the exam and whatever score comes. Cafeteria approach, I have option, I can choose some courses. Whatever is essential, I need to take a dessert, I'll take that dessert. I have to take the starter, I'll take starter. In between, whatever I have to take, I have a choice. Right? So what to eat, how to eat, how much to eat, where to eat, all that freedom is mine. Similarly, in choice-based credit system, please dear teachers, remember very well, the student would decide, he is at center. He would say, first year we have given fixed pattern. No student can alter any course because we consider them to be very immature. They came from a school, so they are not in a position to take the decision. Second year, everybody has right. जिसका 6 pointer है वो कहेगा भाई मुझे तो अपना मीडियोकर बच्चा है वो कहेगा मैं अपना जितना दिया है मैं उतना पढ़ूंगा. अगर 180 बच्चे 180 पाथ वो ले सकते हैं. Every student can opt. One student would say, I'm from CSE, I would like to take a course in CS department. उनका ये कोर्स अच्छा है. कोई कहेगा मैं CS AI में जाके पढ़ना चाहता हूँ. Somebody would say, no, I have an interest in management department. Somebody would go and sit in electronics. Somebody would go to a mechanical. All is possible, all is being allowed, and that's cafeteria approach. क्या रूल्स रेगुलेशन है, कहाँ क्या अलाउ नहीं है, वो आपको रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशन बताएंगे. But your all electives, instead of your department electives, you can go and take the electives from industry, you can go and take the electives of civil, you can go and take the electives of mechanical, electrical, any branch. आपको कोर करना होगा अपनी ब्रांच का, उसके अलावा आप सारे कोर्सेज बाहर से कर सकते हो. आपके कोर भी आप दूसरी इंस्टीट्यूट से कर सकते हो अगर आपका पॉइंटर अच्छा है. आपका पॉइंटर 9 से अबाउ है तो आप पीजी का सब्जेक्ट कर सकते हो. भाई मुझे पीजी का एक सब्जेक्ट करना है, मेरा पॉइंटर अच्छा है. कौन डिसाइड करेगा, कौन अलाउ करेगा? मेंटर, अ टीचर वुड अपॉइंट, अलाउ. बच्चा अप्लाई करेगा, आपके उसके लॉगिन में दिखेगा. एक मेंटर, वन मेंटर इज mentoring 15 to 20 students, right? He would be responsible for their career growth and career path as well. बच्चा डिसाइड करेगा, बच्चे के पास राइट भी रहेगा अगर आपने मना किया कि भाई नहीं मुझे मना किया जा रहा है. If student wanted to opt, give him opportunity to learn something new. If he has potential, please allow him to do something. So, look at some of the basics about CBCS. Shift in focus from teacher-centric to learner-centric. लर्नर क्या पढ़ना चाहता है, आप उस पे शिफ्ट हो रहे हैं. Respects learner's autonomy. Teacher has to respect learner autonomy. Allow learners to choose according to their own learning needs, interest, attitude. आपको पता होगा, the students who goes abroad, many a times they opt for MS. 2 साल ड्रॉप लिया, एक गिटारिस्ट बन गया, 2 साल बाद वापस आ गए मेन स्ट्रीम में, अपना प्रोग्राम पूरा किया, कोई करेगा, कोई स्टार्टअप शुरू कर देगा. Give them their freedom. But we have kept first year to be freezed. Can we consider, being in India, they are not in that situation in first year to know what is good for them, what is bad for them. We'll make them slowly, to innovate in this. Second year, we have said they will opt for at least one course maybe from their own branch or other branch. So we are not giving complete freedom, but I'm very, very sure after first few years of autonomy, you all will become expert in this. And then you will say, oh, my student wanted to do this, why ma'am you are not allowing? But till then, we have to go slowly. We have to see the potential in the student. If he has potential, give him complete freedom. If he has not, then control him. So it affords more flexibility to the learner, allowing them to choose interdisciplinary courses. Let them choose major, minor, etc. Facilitates the learner mobility. Offers the opportunity to study at different times and different places. Credits earned in one institution can be transferred to other. 2022 there was a regulation from UGC, 2 डिग्री एक साथ कर सकते हैं. आपने किसी ने पढ़ा है उसको? 2022 नवंबर में या दिसंबर में एक रेगुलेशन आया था यूजीसी से. दैट वाज दैट स्टूडेंट कैन pursue 2 degrees at a time. BTech with BA or BA with BCom, BCom with some BBA and all. Or 1 UG, 1 PG, 2 UG together, 2 PG together, 1 professional, 1 this. People have asked, lot of queries we all have asked. I had in one conversation with that time UGC chairman online, some Sunset TV had forecasted that. And we asked, nobody was talking about attendance. How it is possible 2 degree programs you are doing in the same institute, same time, how to there would be some compromise. Nobody was talking about that. It is, if student can take up, he can maintain 60% or minimum attendance he does and he has potential. Can you allow him to grow and to acquire degree which is required for his job? That regulation is still in existence. What I am trying to say is, even in Indian education system last 5 years post-COVID, tremendous changes have come up. Blended learning, 2 degrees parallel, lot of freedom, lot of new regulations. Please read out those all regulations. Please update yourself. If you are updated, you are updating the 100 students you are teaching. If you are not updated, probably any new idea comes to you, you will not able to take up. So it is very, very essential that give the freedom to the learner, give the freedom nowadays, otherwise also with academic credit bank. Every student's every course has to be updated on government portal. If any student leaves your core program, in that case, he doesn't have to repeat those courses if he cancels the admission over here after first year. He doesn't have to again study the first year, those courses wherein he has secured pass grade. The same courses can be taken up even if he has changed the program. Right from BTech CSE, he has taken up some other program and some courses are common. Those credits can be transferred and can be accumulated any point of time during his career. So please ensure that the learner mobility, credit mobility is a very common feature in India now. Any student comes to you, I want to do this course from so and so, please accept, study that at least. Might be a organization is good enough, might be that gives him a student a good break in his career. Help self-paced learning with more flexibility. Learner may undertake as many as maximum 30 credit. आपका एक सेमिस्टर में कितने क्रेडिट्स होते हैं? One semester, how many courses? Approximately 5 courses, 2 or 3 labs, 4 labs even. So 22, 25 तक credits है. Allow him to take up to 30. कितना कोर्स ज़्यादा ले पाएगा? 1 या 2 लेने दो. अच्छा, फेल हो गया, वापस अपीयर करेगा. Attendance criteria, again we are not diluting. So, where is the problem? Attendance we are not diluting. We are taking exam, he has to appear in the exam. Suppose he has taken a paper course from 5th semester, he is into 3rd semester. तकलीफ सिर्फ सुमिता मैडम को है कि वो 2 पेपर एक दिन में नहीं आए. ठीक है, अब बच्चा 3rd सेमेस्टर में है, 5th सेमेस्टर का पेपर दे रहा है, क्या उसके अकेले के लिए पेपर सेट होगा? नहीं. He has to appear along with 5th semester. क्या उसको अकेले के लिए ग्रेड देना होगा? नहीं. जो ग्रेडिंग पैटर्न आपने जितना डिफिकल्ट 5th सेमेस्टर में किया है उसी के साथ ग्रेड हो रहा है. Where is the burden on the system? क्या आपने अलग टीचर अपॉइंट किया है? नहीं, वो उसी क्लास में जाके बैठ रहा है. हो सकता है उस क्लास के 2 बच्चों ने वो कोर्स छोड़ दिया हो, वो किसी और प्रोग्राम में चले गए हो, तो जितनी वैकेंसी उस क्लास में उतने लोग वो कोर्स ले पाएंगे. यस मैम, इट इज ऑलवेज स्लॉट बेस्ड and it is always ERP takes care of. The beauty of autonomy and CBCS is ERP. If there is no ERP, there is no CBCS. I have done for 15 long years only with, I had a best, ERP.
Ma'am, 3rd and 5th sem, suppose one student take from 3rd sem, take subject of 5th semester. But the college time is 9 to 5 and total occupied the student is, then how can he will attend the class of 5th semester?
When there is a concept of student registration. I don't know whether we have registration in every semester or not.
Yes, ma'am.
Now when we have registration, the timetable will be on his system, right? He can see on the screen when he can take up that course and how much he can take up. If he cannot take up 60% of classes, he cannot choose that course. Secondly, the CBCS system runs only when you have slot-based timetable and not, the fixed timetable. You have to come out of fixed timetable, you have to go with a slot-based timetable. That's the only way to go for CBCS system. In slot-based timetable, it is very well possible that I can choose that slot. Right? Look at, that is in the bold. Moving from fixed timetable to a slot-based timetable. You will find every premier institute, whether it is IIT, IIM, every institute has slot-based and nobody has fixed timetable. When you have flexibility, that's only possible with the slot-based. अब क्या क्या फीचर्स हैं, ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट स्लाइड है, आप प्लीज देखिएगा. Choice in the course registration per term maximum 30 to 32. You can have 30, 32 that I left on, academic council from 3rd term. Very important. I have used term. I have not used semester. The first and foremost which you all have to remember is, हम semester नहीं कहेंगे. फर्स्ट सेमिस्टर सेकेंड सेमिस्टर तक ठीक है, बट फर्स्ट टर्म, सेकेंड टर्म, थर्ड टर्म, 4th, 5th, 2nd, 7th, 8th टर्म, वाई टर्म? डिफरेंस बिटवीन सेमिस्टर एंड टर्म. सेमिस्टर आपने जो स्कीम बनाई है अपने बोर्ड ऑफ स्टडीज़ ने, आप वही इम्प्लीमेंट कर रहे हैं, फिक्स सेमिस्टर स्कीम है. अब इन चॉइस बेस्ड क्रेडिट सिस्टम आई हैव ड्रॉप्ड वन कोर्स, आई हैव एडेड 2 कोर्सेज. क्या मेरी ओरिजिनल सेमिस्टर वाली स्कीम रही है? नहीं, इट हैज़ बिकम टर्म. आप सेमिस्टर ग्रेड पॉइंट एवरेज SGPA कहते हैं, नाउ इट विल बी TGPA, term grade point average, right? CGPA would be same. Now look at this slide is very, very important. Choice in the option of selecting courses from all offered. Department has to select the courses which you are offering under CBCS. बच्चा तो कहेगा मैं फाइनल ईयर का भी ले लूँ, मैं 3rd सेमेस्टर में हूँ, कर लेता हूँ ख़त्म, कैसे भी पास हो जाऊँ. सो यू हैव टू गिव अ लिस्ट. सो आपके ERP में प्रोविजन होनी चाहिए ऑफर्ड लिस्ट. बच्चे को क्या ऑफर किया है आपने, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स से क्या ऑफर किया है, CS से क्या ऑफर किया है, CSI से क्या ऑफर किया है, आपको सारे कोर्सेज ऑफर्ड लिस्ट में डालने होंगे, उसमें से बच्चा ऑप्ट कर पाएगा. ऑप्शन ऑफ चूजिंग इंटरडिसिप्लिनरी कोर्सेज. चॉइस ऑफ विड्रॉल ऑफ कोर्स आफ्टर 2 attempts 2 एग्जाम्स सेम एकेडमिक सेशन. चॉइस ऑफ ड्रॉपिंग अ कोर्स वंस इन अ टर्म विद इन 10 इंस्ट्रक्शनल डेज. कोर्स रजिस्टर कर लिया पर मुझे समझ ही नहीं आया, I can drop that course, withdraw that course. Choice in dropping a course once in a term within that. Choice in dropping complete term. I am in an internship with some industry. Industry ने मुझे बहुत अच्छी अपॉर्चुनिटी दी है, मैं ये सेमेस्टर नहीं कर पा रही हूँ. I can drop complete semester with permission. Facility to grade improvement if the CGPA is less than 6, which I have already explained earlier. Slow learner can extend their degree up to N+2 years. So that is N+2 and eventually it becomes N+2+1. हाँ जी सर.
Because in this system, students is registering in a course, and if after 10 days students leave a course and would be taken to another course, and detainee is as per the course wise. So if his or her attendance will be calculated after 10 days or from the very first day.
Yes. So you have to, as I said, the complete system revolves with mentor-mentee. The complete system revolves with your academic credentials. So suppose a student registers and withdraws. In that case, when he drop a course within 10 days, you have to see his academic, either he is academically very weak, he is not able to cope up, or he is exceptionally good and he is not able to, उसे लगा कि ये मेरी ट्रैक में नहीं है, करियर में कुछ काम नहीं आ रहा है, मुझे लगा बहुत उम्मीदें थी इस कोर्स से, नहीं समझ में आया. In both the cases you have to support. You may have option that I will not allow you to take up the new course. अब जो कोर्स ड्रॉप कर दिया, आप बाकी के साथ चलो. But if you feel that it is injustice to him and we should allow him, in that case you allow his course registration from the date, because you have allowed him to withdraw also, so you should give him opportunity to register same day. ये नहीं होगा कि वो 1 महीने बाद कर रहा है, right? Because you have allowed him to drop, you should allow him to register also. So there are 2 ways. एक है कि बच्चा 1 महीना जानबूझ के लेट आ रहा है और रजिस्टर ही लेट कर रहा है, और एक बच्चा है जो जेन्युइनली आके रजिस्टर कर रहा है, 10 दिन पढ़ाई कर रहा है, फिर समझ में आ रहा है उसे कि नहीं है ये कोर्स मेरे लायक. दोनों में डिफरेंस है, राइट? एडिशनल लर्निंग इज ऑल ओके. व्हाट यू मीन बाय एंटी रिक्विजिट कोर्स? एंटी रिक्विजिट no, anti-requisite is right now like those who are learning physics, the other group is learning environmental chemistry, then those courses becomes anti-requisite, right? कौन मुझे बताएगा लास्ट क्वेश्चन, CGPA कैसे कैलकुलेट करते हैं अदर देन एग्जाम टीम? सो दिस स्लाइड इज अगेन वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. फर्स्ट ईयर से सेकंड ईयर में कौन जाएगा? सेकेंड ईयर से थर्ड ईयर में कैसे जाएंगे? थर्ड ईयर से फोर्थ ईयर में कैसे जाएंगे. नाउ फर्स्ट ईयर टू सेकेंड ईयर, दिस वॉज माई रूल. आई हैव forgotten to change. We have in KITE, we have made it 50%, right? So in all, in first year we have 45 credits, 22 and 23, am I correct? So now 45 credit का 50%. It means 22.5. जहाँ भी 22.5 आया है, वहाँ rounding off to higher. It is 23. 23 credits if student acquires, he will be promoted to third semester, right? Now अब third semester, fourth semester उसने कर लिया, third to fourth will be smooth. Even if उसका कोई subject clear नहीं हुआ, वो fourth semester में चला जाएगा. This rule applies to management, masters, सभी program में. Third to fourth वो promotion हो गया. Now when he will enter into fifth sem, so the credits equal to, courses की बात हम नहीं कर रहे हैं, फर्स्ट प्लस सेकंड टर्म का मिला के आपके क्रेडिट्स थे 45, थर्ड और फोर्थ के मिला के अगेन 45 है. तो वो फिफ्थ सेमेस्टर में कितने क्रेडिट में जाएगा, इस फॉर्मूला से बताइए. फर्स्ट एंड सेकंड मिला के 45 क्रेडिट्स हैं, थर्ड एंड फोर्थ मिला के 45 क्रेडिट्स हैं. अगर उसे फिफ्थ टर्म में जाना है, मिनिमम नंबर ऑफ क्रेडिट्स अर्न बिफोर रजिस्ट्रेशन ऑफ फिफ्थ टर्म, सम ऑफ क्रेडिट्स इक्वल टू टोटल क्रेडिट्स ऑफ फर्स्ट ईयर, मतलब 45 प्लस 60% ऑफ 45. सो 60% ऑफ 45, वॉट एवर नंबर ऑफ क्रेडिट्स प्लस 45. इतने क्रेडिट अगर उसने अर्न कर लिए फर्स्ट ईयर सेकेंड ईयर मिला के, वो थर्ड ईयर में चला जाएगा. अगर फोर्थ ईयर में जाना हो, फर्स्ट ईयर के टोटल क्रेडिट्स मतलब 45, सेकेंड ईयर के टोटल क्रेडिट्स प्लस 60% ऑफ थर्ड ईयर. आप उससे थोड़ा हायर भी रख सकते हैं, बिकॉज फाइनल ईयर इज अ प्लेसमेंट ईयर. बच्चा थोड़ा सा ये ना हो कि वो ट्रैक से हट जाए, right? So these are some of the important rule which everybody should understand. Minimum degree, UG for undergraduate at least pointer has to be 5. अब 5 मतलब 5 minus 0.75. Actually it goes with 42.5%, which is less than eligibility. So I had this as in 5.25. 5.25 minus 0.75 is 4.5 into 10 is 45%, which is minimum eligibility. And 6.25 similarly, which is 55%, which is the minimum eligibility to take the admission to the PG. Yes, CGPA, how to calculate CGPA? Who can tell me? Last question before we close. That must be known to everyone. CGPA कैसे? हाँ जी सर.
If we reverse this formula, percentage divided by 10 plus 0.75.
Can you repeat please?
The percentage divided by 10.
No. I have 5 courses. So course A, B, C, D, E. First, all courses may have 4 credit or some may have 3 credits. In that case, how I'll be calculating SGPA? 5 courses are there.
Okay. SGPA or TGPA?
Yeah, anything.
Sorry.
हाँ जी सर. आपके अलावा कोई और? ग्रेड. ओके. तो ग्रेड है, सपोज मेरी AA है, मतलब 10 पॉइंटर है सपोज, राइट? सो 10 पॉइंटर, सो 10 इंटू 3 क्रेडिट का कोर्स है, 30 हो गया
जी. हाँ, ऐसे ही अगर मतलब 3 to 4 जो भी हमारे एक सब्जेक्ट सेमेस्टर में हमारे मतलब टर्म में,
हाँ,
अगर वो 5 कोर्सेज हैं.
अच्छा ठीक है, 5 कोर्सेज हैं. अब उनमें से एक कोर्स मेरा फेल है, तो कैसे SGPA निकलेगा?
मैम वो काउंट तो होगा ही पर
नहीं, अभी आपने कहा 5 कोर्स हैं, ठीक है, तो ए मीन सपोज फर्स्ट में मेरी ए ग्रेड आई तो 10 पॉइंटर, 10 इंटू 3 क्रेडिट, प्लस सेकंड में भी ए आया 10 इंटू 3, थर्ड में बी आया मे बी 8 इंटू 2, फोर्थ में मेरा फेल ग्रेड है।
मैम फेल ग्रेड का भी डी जो डी अगर सपोज इस तरह का कुछ करते हैं तो उसमें होगा ना कि उसने
फेल मतलब 0, ठीक है, बिकॉज आई अपियर्ड बट आई कुड नॉट पास, तो उस समय होता है 0। अब 0 प्लस समथिंग प्लस लास्ट में जो क्लियर हुआ, डिवाइड बाय क्या होगा?
वो तो टोटल क्रेडिट्स होंगे।
टोटल क्रेडिट्स होंगे। टोटल क्रेडिट्स में जिसमें मैं फेल हुई वो काउंट होगा?
यस।
ठीक है, अब मैं एक सब्जेक्ट में डिटेन हूं, 5 कोर्स है, 3 में पास हूं, 1 में डिटेन हूं, 1 में फेल हूं।
मैम डिटेन वाला तो काउंट नहीं होना चाहिए, डिटेन वाले के लिए फिर उसको नेक्स्ट में ऑप्शन मिलेगा ना उसको।
हाँ,
डिवाइड में नहीं होगा।
डिवाइड में क्या होगा?
उसका
डिवाइड में डिटेन काउंट होगा?
नहीं
होगा। ईआरपी सिस्टम कंसिडर करेगी इसे? अभी तो नहीं करेगी, तो आप नहीं करोगे तो हमारा सिस्टम में पूरा बैठ जाएगा। गुड वन, एंड योर नॉलेज इज गुड अबाउट ऑटोनॉमस सिस्टम। व्हाट्स योर गुड नेम?
सत्यप्रकाश सिंह
फ्रॉम
EC डिपार्टमेंट।
So with this, thank you so much. Let's meet frequently to update our knowledge. This was only monotonous discussion. It was from my side what is autonomous system and about CBCS. I would like to know from you what new we'll be doing in deemed to be university, what new we can do in autonomous system, what kind of pointers we want, what kind of freedom we need to give. So every department, at least 3 teachers next Saturday, that would be online, but 2 hours, this meeting is going to be on every Saturday. So from coming Saturday, we are going to start this series, and then 2 days national levels seminar on academic excellence I have planned, wherein the IIT directors, the senior academician, UGC officials, all would be there. That we are planning in the month of December, close to 25th. So with this, thank you so much for patient listening. Sorry for few, but when something new is going on, we have to be attentive. It is for together we can grow, together we can take our system to the next level, but for that I need everyone's, you know, it's not only your physical presence, but your ownership to the system, your ownership to the two processes, the policies which we are coming up with. Probably next Saturday, and I would request the deans to present their policies under autonomy. I would request Dean R&D with various policies. Abhinav, what you are planning, how would be industrial collaboration, I would like you to present. I would request COE to present the regulation, because I have given broad idea. Now, there might be few systems which Sumita madam has not incorporated, or she must have done maybe 2 steps ahead of us. So we need to see what exactly is in KITE regulation. I have given a broad picture how autonomous system work. But what is good for us, what we have planned for first version of autonomy, that will let you know in few days time when academic council would approve our processes. Thank you so much once again.